mission is very important. Wherever you live in this archdiocese, you are living in what I call mission territory. It has nothing to do with economics, nothing to do with the type of housing or the lack of housing. It has to do with who accepts the gospel and who lives the gospel to the best of his or her ability. Over the last month, I've had the opportunity to attend the meetings of Bishop Sullivan's committee, which is working to make all things new. This is the committee that's going around to all of the vicariates to survey the present conditions, the current and future needs, so they can plan effectively. And at their presentation, I heard that Sunday Mass attendance is down, marriage in the church is down, the number of baptisms is down, the number of funeral masses is down. This cannot be explained away simply by saying that people are moving. That's partially true. But the more important issue is people are not practicing their faith. By baptism, all of us, no matter what our individual vocation is, all of us are called to work for the building up of God's kingdom on earth. We continue with what I hear at these meetings. I hear that in some areas, soccer and basketball, 8 a.m. to 12 midnight on Sunday, take the place of Mass and communion. I know that our young people, and others not so young, are addicted by worshiping athletes who are at best tainted and worse abusing. More and more people in the media and the film industry live by hedonistic lifestyles. Other people make millions of dollars without regard to long-held principles of the moral and ethical order. So the culture of the day, if you want to use that term, is not exactly promising. It might be better to call it the deviant behavior of the day. But go back to the Chinese, who have told us that where there are problems, there are also opportunities. If we are to improve the condition of our society, once again, it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the type of life people are called and are accepting to live. And that is where you come in. Jesus was all set to go and rest, as we heard in the Gospel. He told his disciples, his apostles, go and take a break. Sometimes that's necessary. Or walk to a deserted place and pray. Very, very important. But when he saw the great needs of the people, as the Gospel tells us, sheep without a shepherd, he taught them many things. Back to your baptism commitment. You and I and everyone else who's here, we are called to teach many, many things. Most of it we will do, as Francis of Assisi told us, preach the gospel always, when necessary, use words. In other words, our lifestyle, our values, the things that are important to us, teach a great deal to other people. Jesus shows us that doing his work, which he calls us to do, sometimes requires a great sacrifice. We are to think of others first. And it's truly wonderful that people are so generous when you have a momentary disaster like an earthquake or Katrina or what happened in Haiti. The response was excellent, even more than excellent. But after that's over, the day-by-day work sometimes gets lost. That's what has to be improved. The day-by-day living of our faith, the regular attendance at the Eucharist on Sunday, frequent use of the sacraments, visiting the sick, consoling the sorrowful, taking care of the hungry and the homeless. These are what we call the works of mercy, corporal or bodily works of mercy, which all of us are invited as you begin this wonderful ministry, I ask you to keep in mind 4 very important activities. The first is prayer. Cardinal Cook often told us that the best gift one person can give to another is prayer. Because when we mention someone in prayer to God, we are lifting that person up to God. There is no greater gift. The second is presence. Be present among your people. Visit them. Socialize with them. Mourn with them. Encourage them. Third, courage. Stick to your beliefs. Stick to what is important to you, regardless of the momentary peer pressure. One of the most tempting forms of pressure on young people especially is peer pressure. You see that time and time again. But when you're around, your courage will help people when they face peer pressure. And finally, example. The best of all teachers is example. You know that this musical group here did not learn music by sitting in the park. They learned from someone who could teach them. You belong to any athletic team, you learn from those who've gone ahead of you. So those 4 things are very, very important for you and for all of us to respond to God and His call and to successfully complete on earth the ministry He gives us. Prayer, presence, courage, and example. As you begin this very important work, we pray as we always pray, that the Lord will guide us in our thoughts and direct us